right, welcome back. And of course, right about now, we will be getting into this conversation that I have been waiting for quite some time. I am really curious to see how it goes about, and I'm really curious to hear what they have to say about the topic, which is conservation efforts. How exactly has Kenya performed? So we have a very able team of, people who are passionate about the environment, of people who are really doing their level best to ensure that we are preserving Mother Nature and just championing for Mother Earth. So with me, I'm going to start off with Alvin Ochieng Omondi, who is the founding director, LEWMO, that's LUMO. You can just wave. That's him, that's Alvin Ochieng. We have William Dihanda, Africa resident, the Bucket Ministry. Where is William? That's him. We have Peter Olo Okoth, Manager Environment, Health and Safety, Konza Technopolis Development Authority. There he is, that's Peter. We have Arnold Oricho, Wildlife Scientist, African Conservation Center. We have John Henry Otieno Ogonda, Lecturer, Wildlife and Environment Club Africa, Nazarene University. We also have Engineer Joseph Guthiru, Climate Tech Engineer. We have Anne. You can just walk in, it's okay. It's okay, let her make her fashionable entry. we barely have women here, so it's fine. We have to give importance to the women here. We have Anne Namaimba, Conservation Ecologist, Mpala Research Center. We also have Dorothy Aseo, who is the Executive Director, Greenbelt Movement. We have Sami M. Kenzeku, founder, Greener Cities. Oh, that's Sami. Fun fact, we've actually interviewed Sami before for his great work, phenomenal work you're doing. So congratulations on doing a good job, and thank you for coming. We also have Collins Onyango, CEO, EDCO Empower the Community. That's him. We have Joseph Ilhachi Makoka, Greenpeace Africa volunteer. Wow, we have someone from Greenpeace as well. So yes, it's lovely to have all of you here, and I'm looking for a very interactive conversation on this particular topic. We are going to be just discussing in depth how Kenya has performed in its efforts in conservation. So the question today we'll start off with is, how would you rate Kenya's overall progress in conservation in the past, let's say, 10 years? So if you were to rate it, do you think we're on track? Do you think that, there are some efforts, we are really just doing our level best? Or do you think there's a long way to go before we are able to finally do something good for the country in terms of conservation, in terms of sustainability? We can start off with you.
Thank you very much for having us here today. Okay, thank you very much for having us here today again. We are convening here just to talk about conservation issues and efforts which we as a nation we are doing. And I can confirm that we as a nation, we are in the right track as far as the conservation issues are concerned. And so much is going on in both terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. And these are some of the things spanning also legal aspects which makes Kenya to be in a strategic positioning as we also try to curb or to tackle some of the emerging challenges in the conservation space. Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Do you agree with what he has to say? Are we on the right track, really?
Thank you very much. I will say that Kenya is at crossroads with conservation efforts because there are very clear headways that we've made, but also there are many clawbacks that are there when it comes to conservation efforts in this country. And therefore, it calls upon all the parties that are involved in conservation matters to be able to really rethink and re-engineer around how we are uptaking our conservation efforts. Therefore, it's a critical moment for this country when it comes to conservation matters.
Okay. Good. What about you?
I think we are somewhere.
Okay.
Where I come from, the organization I'm working with, we are into water conservation. And let me just say that we are, the government is trying, but we are still not yet there.
Okay.
Considering some of the places where we are working at, in the informal settlement, you realize we still have a lot that needs to be done. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
For me, I would say we are in the right trajectory, especially in the research section. We as a country are receiving so many researchers coming in, and so much is going on. For conservation to happen, we need researchers, because you cannot conserve what you do not know. So much is going on, from the rocks, water, mammals, every taxa. We are doing we are doing so much in research, and so by research I mean we do data collection, we analyze the data, and then we write the outputs in terms of publications. And so through these publications, we are able to inform conservation policies, and for the conservation policies now form the national action recovery plans of several species. And right now, Kenya is on the right track, because for example, we have for the black rhinos, for the past years they were at 300, but right now we are at 1,000. And so that means the efforts are bearing fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I'm going to move to the next row. You can tell me what your thoughts are on this. Do you think we're on the right track when it comes to conservation?
Yeah, thank you very much.
I think you can stand up, because it'll be easier to see you, because you're at the back. So you can just, yes, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. And as far as restoration programs are concerned, I would want to confirm that Kenya is really moving at a good pace.
Okay.
And the fact that I'm coming from a downstream Madari River, where Nairobi and Madari River converges, and just 50 meters ahead we have these big waterfalls that has been accumulating waste for a long period of time. And seeing the transformation, I would say by 2030, as far as environmental goal is for Kenya is concerned, we are really moving at a good pace.
Okay.
Thank you for having me again. I think the country is heading in the right direction as far as I'm concerned with what I'm doing, which is mostly tree growing. As I've observed constitutionally, the country is supposed to have like 10% forest cover, but currently we are at 12.3%, which I think it's a right direction. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether to play the devil's advocate.
You can do just that, because over here we're here to have a very balanced conversation. We'd like to hear both sides, so please feel free.
Sure. So I think we can pat ourselves on the back. We've done a couple of good steps. But also we're not on the right track, because we're missing out on a couple of key issues that we should have been in on right now.
Yeah.
Some of the forested areas, we've seen them being grabbed. That is a minus on the conservation system, where we should be already having some good land issues that we can solve some of those problems. We are missing out on the rate at which we are doing our solar energy installations, not going at par with our population and everything else. So I think also on that point, we need to pull up our socks. We've seen a couple of these issues coming up with conservancies and communities, especially in we've seen some of these scandals with carbon credits and so on. So I think we are kind of getting on the right track. Yes, we're planting trees and all that. That's really fancy. But also we can do better.
Okay. We love the honesty.
Thank you so much. I strongly believe that as a country we are headed to the right direction. In terms of institutional and legal frameworks, we are somewhere. I think what we should now be focusing on is the integration of IKS, that is Indigenous Knowledge System, research and technology. As Konza Technopolis Development Authority, I think that's the line that we have picked. That's engaging technology, embracing it with the research and the community, that is IKS.
Okay, we'd like to move on to you. Maybe you could stand so that we can see you clearly, because you're right at the back.
All right.
And yes, you can tell us more.
Yeah, I would want to agree with him. I think in Kenya we are much more good at policy and institutional framework thing. We've done that one. I would rate it at around say 60%,
Okay.
60 to 70%. We need more of environmental outcomes. As most of my colleagues here have spoken, they say, at least we are doing something. So the tree planting is happening, a bit of waste management is happening, river regeneration works is happening,
right.
affordable housing is happening. So there is a lot more that has been done. I would say that's around 50% if I gauge general, but there is need to do more on the outcome now.
Okay.
We have done a lot more of policy work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Thank you.
Greetings. I'll grade Kenya 40%.
Okay.
There's chance, there's space for improvement. And my only concern actually is with the generation. I also concur with there's a gap between the indigenous knowledge and the current scientific methods.
Yes.
There's a lot of information in the villages that can use for conservation purposes. And I'll also go with my friend here that we have some shortcomings, especially when it comes to implementation. And this may be by design or may not be by design. In that you find our governments, either local or central government, allocate less resources for environmental projects. Go and look at the Ministry of Environment and Ministry of maybe Defense.
Yes.
We need security when it comes to environmental matters. So, and also the other concern is there's less mentorship when it comes to environmental matters. You cannot separate the environment and agriculture. You cannot separate the environment and wildlife management. You cannot separate waste management with other, okay? So
yes.
we are in an ecosystem that depends on one another. But who mentors these young ones to go and do courses related to environment?
Okay.
So you find that we may have to import researchers to do things that our own can do. Yet we have that opportunity. I know CBC or CBE is there, and they're trying to do something, but still we can do more when it comes to mentoring these young ones and educating ourselves more about the environment. Thank you.
Lastly?
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. In relations to Kenya conservation progress, I'll say it's commendable, and even though it has faced its fair share of challenges, critical challenges, we are on the right trajectory. We have witnessed it since the banning of the national banning of plastics in 2017, and introduction of community forest associations and increased engagements in the community level. We are sure that we are headed in the right direction in as much as conservation is concerned. Thank you.
Brilliant. So now